Looking at Star Trek, the original series, we can inevitably consider the so-so quality, so it's said, of season 3. I don't think season 3 is quite as bad as some people make it out to be. Or sometimes, maybe even a lot of the time, it is. And, however, we can look at the first season, and I've said this earlier in my retrospective, a lot of the early first season is not that great. I mean, if you just look at the pilot stuff, like the cage is really just not very good. When No Man Is Gone Before is just simply not very good. I was surprised when I found that was considered a good episode. And The Man Trap, Charlie X, Naked Time, Enemy Within, Mud's Women, these are rubbish. I like What a Little Girl's Made Of. Miri's kind of terrible, I think. Dagger of the Mind is good. Corbomite Maneuver's a classic. Menagerie's mediocre, in my opinion. Conch of the King, good stuff. Balance of Terror's amazing. Shore Leave's pretty good. Galileo 7's a classic. Squire of Gothos is great. Most of season 1 is good, is the point I'm trying to make. And season 2 is mostly great too, for some pitfalls there too. And then, season 3 really kicked us in the balls with Spock's brain, though the Enterprise incident was solid. And I do like the Paradise Syndrome, personally. And The Children Shall Lead, terrible. Is There in Truth No Beauty, terrible. Spectre of the Gun, so-so. I like Day of the Dove. For The World's Sohl and I Have Touched the Sky is one of the best in this season. Maybe even the show in general. Well, it's just a fun and watchable episode. I know some people have problems with its premise and its sort of silliness and predictability, but I find it very enjoyable myself. Falling Web's one of the best of the show. Plato's Stepchildren is fun in my opinion. Wink of an Eye, terrible. The Empath, that's kind of crap in my personal opinion. A Line of Troy is also just kind of awful. Whom Gods Destroy, really solid. I think this is taking some of the premise, like some of the ideas of Dagger of the Mind, not Dagger of the Mind, well, yeah, Dagger of the Mind, sorry, mixed in with one of these, Scotty in charge of the Enterprise. This is just an idea they explore a few times in season 3. It's actually in the previous episode as well, a couple of them. It's in The Empath, and it's also in, I believe it's The Water's Hollow. Yeah, you see, we'll play with Stepchildren as well, certainly. There's, Scotty's in charge, he's third in command as it happens. Now, the remainder of this season, you get some good stuff. I happen to think Whom Gods Destroy is one of the most entertaining of season 3, but a lot of the remainder of the season is quite good. Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, The Mark of Gideon, That Which Survives, lots of satire, Requiem for Methuselah, The Way to Eden's pretty fun too, in my opinion. Cloudminders, I think that's good stuff. Savage Curtain, not so. All Our Yesterdays, pretty good. Turnabout Intruder's horrid, but yeah, we'll get to that, won't we? The point is, when this is good, it's good. But when it's bad, yeah, fair enough. It's as bad as Star Trek, the original series, pretty much ever gets. But don't underestimate, don't feel obligated to praise the early episodes of season 1 more than you have to. They are garbage. Like there's just no getting around that by any standards. It's a rubbish program at that time anyway. But it improves, such as this episode, for instance.